Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Today we are going to talk about how we will configure the vEdge devices by the vManage actually. Earlier we saw that we are configuring all of the vEdge devices through the CLI. So right now what we will do, we will configure it through the vManage. In order to manage the vEdge devices through vManage, we have to configure them by the vManage actually. So in order to configure them, we have to go to the section of templates. Let's go to the templates. There are two ways to configure the vManage devices. Once you click this create template option, there are two options. One is from a feature template, another one is CLI template. In this video, we will talk about that we will configure the devices from the feature template. So let's firstly understand what is feature template. So in order to understand a feature template, what I will do, let's see, this is like your device. Each device has different options or different things to do we have to configure. The first thing what we do in any of the device configuration is system related configuration. Okay. And the second thing what we configure on our vEdge devices that we are doing right now is to configure the VPNs, which in our case VPN 0, VPN firewall, and the service VPN. And after that, we are configuring the interfaces. So these are some specific features that we are configuring in any kind of a device, right? So these features are actually, so we have to configure the feature template of every such service. And after that, we will call these feature template in one of the device template, like let's say a device template, in which I will call all of these feature templates. Okay. So what it will do, so this device template will have all of the feature templates. And then this device template I'm going to call or I'm going to apply on any of the vEdge device. That's what we are going to do right now. So firstly, what I have to do, I have to create feature templates. So let's go to the feature tab. In this tab, I have to add a template. Now the thing is, these templates are a device specifics actually. Let me click on add template. Okay, so the device that I'm going to configure right now is a vEdge Cloud. These are the features actually that we can configure individually, and then we will call them into my device template, and then I'll push that device template into any of the vEdge device. So the first and foremost thing is like, we have to configure the basic configuration, which is a system related configuration. So click on system, name it as vEdge system. vEdge system config. Okay. So if you scroll down, you can see number of the options, and along with that, we can configure this option particularly. Talking about the site ID, every device has its own site ID. If I select this, so I have two options. One is like a global one, and this is a device specific. Global means that when we apply this feature to any of the device, this will be the hardcode value. So let me show it back to you. In my case, this is one of the information which one of the feature I'm configuring as a system template. Okay. And in this system template, I have site ID. Okay. There are two options in order to configure the site ID in the feature template. One is I will configure as a global, and other is device specific. Device specific. In this case, if I configure as a global value, which is, let's say it's a site ID 1, which I'm going to configure. So it's mean that this feature template will specifically belongs to this site ID only. Okay. So wherever I call this system template, in this, it will push the site ID as 1. But making as a general template, for example, if this is device template for vEdge site 1, right? So in this case, and the site ID will be 1. If I'm pushing the same device template to vEdge 2, And in this case, my site ID is 2. So I have to configure this on per device basis. So that's why I'm not using this as a global option. I will use this as a device specific. So to whomever I'm pushing this feature template, I will configure the site ID of their device accordingly. So this variable, we call it as a variable or a site ID, is dependent on a device specific. So we are not using a global option. We will go for a device specific option, and we will use its system ID system site ID. It's already there, but you can enter your own description as well. Enter site ID. Okay, that's good. In the same way, the system IP, so every device has its own system IP. So definitely this option will also change while we're pushing on this template to number of vEdge devices. So let's click on this and device specific and mention as enter system IP. Okay. Rest of the option we are not configuring right now. Baud rate, we can choose 9600. Okay. Rest, there's nothing else that we are configuring right now. So let's save this template. Okay. I have created a system template successfully. Okay. Now I have to configure VPN service. As you know that in any SD-WAN environment, there are 3 basic VPN. One is a transport VPN. The other one is management, MGMT VPN. And third is service VPN. This VPN is VPN 0. This is VPN 512. And this is apart from 0 and 512, any number that we will configure, and that will work as a service VPN. In my case, I will configure a VPN 1 as a service VPN. So these are the 3 VPNs that I have to configure right now. So I'll make a template of these VPNs. Add template. Cloud. Click on vEdge Cloud. Scroll down. Okay. As you can see, there are multiple options over there. The option that right now I'm going to choose is VPN tab. Okay. This is my vEdge. The first one I'm going to configure as my transport VPN, or I'll configure as a VPN 0. Okay. In the VPN 0, this VPN is 0. We are not changing the name, DNS, nothing. Advertise IP over here, it's a default one. All are default. Okay. The one thing that we had to add over here is the route over here. In this transport VPN, I have to add a default route. So let's add 0.0.0/0. The other thing that I have to add is the next hop. So obviously in the case of a next hop, when we are pushing this template to the number of devices, so the next hop is changing as per the vEdge device that it is going to be applied. So it should also be a device specific. I will say it as ISP1 gateway. Okay. Add. Rest, I'm not configure anything. So let's save this thing. I will configure another VPN, which is Nextcloud VPN. This time I will configure a management VPN. vEdge VPN 512. the VPN will be fighter. Okay. And IPv4, I'm not adding any route in this. So that's it. There's nothing else in I'm configuring in the management VPN. Let's save. Now I'll configure. VPN. vEdge. And then VPN 1. In this VPN, I'm just configuring the VPN only. That's it. There's nothing else I'm configuring in VPN 1. Okay. The next step is I have to configure the interface. And obviously, when you talk about interface, the interface is going to allocate into the VPN. So in VPN 0, a VPN 512, and VPN 1, I have to associate different interface. In this, I'm associating right now just for a standard deployment, GE0-0. In VPN 512, it will be ETH0, and VPN 1 is GE0-1. So I have to add a specific template for each interface. Cloud. Okay. Over here, there are multiple options over here. The option that I'm going to select is VPN interface in Ethernet. This is the option that I'm configuring. Okay. This is vEdge. And the interface that I'm going to configure is GE0-0. And for more reference, I will mention as the VPN, it will configure in VPN 0. Okay. Shutdown global, no. Interface name, GE0-0. Okay. IP will be static, and it is device specific. I will mention it as enter ISP1 IP address. Okay. And that's it. Okay, channel, yes. The channel is going to be enabled on this. Global, on. Okay. Color. Color, I will choose it as a device specific. Enter color for ISP1. Okay. The rest allow service all. The rest is nothing I have to configure in this interface. Yeah, that's it. Save. Then I will configure for the management interface. Cloud. vEdge. ETH0. VPN 512. Okay. It's global no shut. Interface ETH0. Okay. it will automatically get an IP through DHCP. There's no tunnel rest, there's nothing configuring. I'm in the management interface. Let's save that. And now comes to configuring an interface for service VPN. Cloud. vEdge. Well, it was GE 0-1 and it was for VPN 1. Shutdown, no shutdown. Interface name GE 0-1. Okay. It is a device specific, definitely. Enter service interface IP. Okay. Rest, that's it. There's nothing else I'm configuring on the service VPN. Interface of service VPN, that's it. Okay, the basic features template has been configured. Now we will configure a device template for from that feature template. So go to the device tab and click on create template and click on from a feature template. Now select the device model. In my case, it's vEdge Cloud. vEdge Cloud. Okay, template name is vEdge device template. It's vEdge Cloud device template. I mentioned that because cloud device template. Okay, same will go with the description. So for system related configure, I have configured a template which is vEdge system config. Rest for using a default one. Particularly right now, we are not using any specific configuration in this. Let's go to the transport VPN, which is I have configured as a vEdge VPN 0. In this VPN 0, I have to add the interface, which is a VPN interface, vEdge GE 0-0, and that is for VPN 0. Yes, I'm selecting that interface. Okay. Now turn on OSPF. Then come to the management VPN, which is vEdge VPN 512. Adding the VPN interface in it, which is vEdge ETH0 VPN 512. Right? Then comes to a service VPN. vEdge VPN 1, that is the one which we are using, which we have configured. Okay. Next, configuring the interface, which is vEdge. In my case, it is GE 0-1 for VPN 1. Okay. Add. Yeah, that's it. These are the basic things that we have to create. Okay. This is the vEdge Cloud device template has been configured already. Now I have to attach this device template to my vEdge devices. So currently that I'm going to attach is with vEdge 1 device. Let me see, this is mine. So in order to see that this device is manageable by the vManage or it is managing through the CLI, we will check it by show system status. This command will tell us that this device is managing by the vManage or not. So right now the vManage is false. It means that we can configure this device through CLI. This device is not managing by the Cisco vManage. Let me show it to you as well. So run VPN 0. Config terminal, VPN 0, interface GE GE0-0, shut down, and commit. Now you can see that I am able to shut down this device and I'm able to commit this command, right? Because it is not managing by the vManage. Commit and oppose. So let's configure this device through the vManage. Let me go back, click on this option and click on attach devices. So devices in my case is a vEdge 1. vEdge site 1. Attach. Okay. In this section, we will configure the variables that we left as per the devices. So we will have to enter the service interface IP. In my case, show on VPN 1 interface GE0-1 has this IP. Okay. In order to see the ISP1 gateway, I have to check the VPN 0. Because the transport VPN is configured in VPN 0 and the gateway is ISP gateway in the VPN 0. Control V. ISP1 IP address, it is this one. Caller will be base internet. Host name. Okay, currently the host name is given to this vEdge device is vEdge-1. I will configure as vEdge1. vEdge1. The system IP, in order to see the system IP, let me check the system IP. Show run system. The system IP is this one. The site ID is 1. Click update. Next. Over here, you can, if you select this, you can check the difference of configuration that you are pushing onto that vEdge device. But right now, I'm not checking this thing. I'm not verifying anything. I'm just pushing this template to the device. Okay, this is the configuration that is actually pushing on this device. And this is a config difference. It's like config difference means that what is the current configuration that is already there and what are the configuration that you are pushing onto that particular device. As you can see, the config in host name I'm pushing as a vEdge1, but currently the device is configured with a vSite1, with the host name of vSite1. So this is the configuration difference that you can see over here. Okay, I'm not going further down there. I'm just configuring this device. Let's configure the device. Yeah, now it's successful. This is how we can configure any vEdge device through the vManage. In order to verify the status of it as well, as you can see, it's still in progress. Right now, the host name has changed over here successfully, but it didn't show it completely. Now let this process be complete first. Okay, now this job is successful. In order to verify that now how this device can we manage this device through CLI or is this managing by the vManage? So again, typing the show system status command. Status command. Okay, now you can see the vManage option is true. It's mean that now this device is managing by the vManage. So any configurational change has to be done through the vManage. We cannot do any configurational change on the CLI. We can verify over here as well. So run VPN 0. Okay. Config terminal, VPN 0, interface GE 0-0, shut down. The moment I do commit, it will not allow me to commit that. This device is being managed by the vManage. So the configuration through Sirna is not allowed. So that's why I have to abort the configuration. So from this point onwards, any configuration change has to be done through the vManage. I hope this video is useful for you. Do like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.